start every session as we do, recapping last session. As night faded and the morning came to greet the party, Kapoor made his way back to the Lazy Pillow, meeting Saren down in the lobby for breakfast before the rest of the group woke from their slumber and accompanied them. As the group was at breakfast and trying to avoid the disembodied voices as much as possible, they talked, and once Rachad joined them, left the unnerving parlor of the Lazy Pillow and milled through the streets. Saren, with an unknowing tale of Rachad, went to a magical component store, which had recently started delving into enchanting objects themselves, and detailed to Saren the objects available, what they do, and their price. With this knowledge, Saren went to go find the group's bank, known as Bryn, to possibly procure enough coin to pay for such things. While he was gone, Rachad purchased them all and made his way back to the group. Once the group was together again, they headed toward the Tackle's Respite, in which Bryn had a one-on-one with the blonde bartendress, Mira, asking for parley and forgiveness for previous actions. Mira took her apology and offered her something to do to gain favor, but she had to clear it with Barnabas first, and to come back at sundown, and if the lanterns are tinted purple, to sit at a specific table and wait for the job. And so the group did just that, spent the rest of their day in their own fashion, and then accompanying Bryn back to the Tackle's Respite at sundown, with, indeed, the lanterns turned purple. She sat at the chair, dogs growled in the background, and after a few minutes was approached by a hooded figure who sat with her. She accepted the task from him, and he was gone in but a moment, and the lanterns returning to their more natural glow, signaling the group that whatever was to happen had just finished. Bryn reads her note with the task on hand and knows it needs to be done by the end of tonight. So, that's where we resume. You're sitting alone at the reserved table at the Tackle's Respite. You've read your notes, and as the intensity of the note, heat-wise, starts to become unbearable, you let go of it, and before it can even reach the top of the table, it disintegrates, and the ashes float into the air, never to be seen again. I hope you wrote down everything that needed to be done.
Oh yeah, I did.
But that's where we are. Just after sundown, at about just before 7 is when this all went down. You know that it needs to be done by tonight. You're not sure what sort of contract you've taken. But you have currently about 8 to 9 hours. Actually, sorry, 9 to 10 hours before sun starts to peek through. The night is yours.
Alright, she's gonna get up and go find the group and just sit down with them. I don't know if they got any food or anything yet, or if they've just sat down.
Knowing your group, they probably awkwardly stood at a table until they said, oh, we should probably sit, and then awkwardly sat at a table, and have just been waiting for you.
We were literally all just watching that direction the entire time, watching her sit at the table by herself, and then never saw a person show up.
We weren't subtle.
I'm gonna pretend like I dropped something and we're all just staring at it now, and then we look back up and you're back at our table.
Well, we came here for dinner. We should eat dinner, else it'd be a little weird to come in here for nothing.
Quite so. Can I get anyone anything?
Valor, people like coming to the tables, or is it go up to the bar again and order food there?
It's much more go up to the bar and order food there. With the amount of people that are currently here, and you guys have gotten some side-eye glances as the patronage here has been increasing. You all have occupied a table without ordering anything, out eating or drinking, and still seem to sit at the table.
Alright, before Bryn sits down, she's just gonna go order tacos for the group, I guess, or whatever food of the night is for everybody.
I feel like it's tacos either way anytime we come here.
anything but tacos.
Oh, you're gonna get the belladonna treatment tonight then.
So going up to the bar, end up flagging down Heather for she's doing food tonight. You can go ahead and order tacos, or you can just do like the party platter of the 10 tacos and 5 drinks for I believe it was 6 trillium.
That sounds wonderful. We'll do the latter thing.
All right. Easy enough to do, and within about a few moments, your tacos and your mugs of ale are delivered to the table in speedy fashion. This time, no lingering by either of the bartenders, as they have quite a crowd starting to come in. When this all first starts, it's a quiet. Not quiet is not the correct word, but a calmer situation. But as the night goes on, you know the band comes over and starts to play, and liveliness picks up. Right now, though there are a decent amount of people, everyone's still slow and quiet and respectful enough that you can still hear the waves kind of slowly ebbing against some of the ships nearby and giving you that calm, serene feel. But you know, probably about half an hour it's going to pick up.
Alright. I'm gonna try this next to Nori. Because I know she has the little talk to the mind thing. And gonna elbow her and just hopefully she understands that I want her to do her mind trick crap.
Mentally I go, what did you find out?
So, and back to where I would say, well, we need to go find the Grim Genie. I got a note and it said to find the safe in it, take the diamonds, and then burn the room. And it needs to be done by tonight. That was it. And then don't be caught or let anybody get in our way.
Do we know, this is all mentally, do we know where this Grim Genie is? Or anything, where we're supposed to go?
Val, have we seen it wandering about, or just no, we're gonna have to go search for it?
You guys never really have spent hard time in this city, so no.
No, we're gonna have to go find it for.
Well, what would you like me to relay to the group?
It might be easier to find somewhere to talk instead of you doing all this work. I think it'll be a little weird if that happens. I feel like the group will be too quiet.
Smart. All right. And then out loud, I'm like, so where do we want to go next?
Foreign face full of taco. Up to you guys.
Well, we'll enjoy our dinner, then leave the table for the next group. However, outside we can talk about what's gonna go on tonight, I guess.
Is Saren eating his tacos, or is he going to need the belladonna treatment?
Saren is not going to eat his tacos. And if you move towards him, if Kapoor moves towards Saren, I'm going to I'll react when it happens, I guess. Oh.
If Rachah is seeing both of them glaring at each other or something, he's going to try and swap plates with Saren after he's done eating his own.
Guardian Goose indeed. Kaporan's just gonna not leave it alone, and he finishes tacos and gets up to leave.
All right. So, is there any specific place that you guys want to go?
I'm going to.
What was that? Sorry.
I'm going to look at Bryn.
Sorry. When we go outside, Val, is there any place? I know we're right near the docks. Is there any place that doesn't have a lot of people? I know it's still the weekend kind of deal and just becoming night, so I'm assuming that it's pretty busy.
Yeah, so it just became night, so you still got people who are technically in work. Loading ships, getting things ready, stuff like that. You are, remember, it's an open air, like, sidebar, so it's not like you're in a building. And you're right next to the road that goes parallel with the docks. So there's still plenty of people who are just getting off work, some people who are still working, and you've also got people that are starting to go out for their night. So right now it's kind of like traffic hour. As far as looking for a place to find a bit of quiet to yourself, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Do we all do one, or
Nope, just Bryn. Alright, so since Bryn's basically the one guiding you guys right now and making the decisions. Bryn, looking around, there's not a whole lot of places that would offer you a quiet space to talk. The best you've got is the familial little bench that sits overlooking the docks that a certain cat stood watch one time. It's not 100% private, but it's not got a lot of traffic. It seems to be the quietest spot to talk, so that's your best bet.
Alright, I'm gonna lead the group over there since that looks like the best spot.
Is there a tree anywhere near?
No trees in the city.
How close is it to the dock?
We're on the dock, aren't we?
To answer your questions that you also asked me the last time you were at this bench, the very closest, tallest thing that you can get on is one of those pillars that basically makes up the dock. That goes up about 3 or so feet off from the wooden dock planks that make the actual dock itself. If you want the highest vantage point, it would be a close warehouse, which it would be about 150 feet away.
Yeah, I'm mostly, I want to be nearest the group so that I can hear what Bryn is saying, but then I don't want to be like sitting there observing them, making it look like we're a giant pack of people.
Well, this is the quietest place for them to go. There really is nothing nearby. A garbage can and the dock. This is also the spot where you saw the water guy the last time.
I will sit in that direction. Would I be close enough to hear Bryn still if I were sitting on the edge of the dock?
Yeah, the dock width-wise is only about 10 feet or so. So, with the bench being on one side and you sitting with your feet off the other side, you'd still be able to hear if she talks loud enough.
I definitely don't want to talk super loud because I don't really want to have random people hear this conversation.
Well, if you're having the conversation outside, this is the best you got.
If she talks soft enough that I won't hear, I'll still sit over there, and then keep an eye on if people are walking and lingering around us.
I relay the important stuff to Richa because it looks like he's keeping watch, so I'll be a little walkie-talkie.
So, Bryn, what did you learn?
So tonight, I'm supposed to go to the Grim Genie and find a safe that they have, take the diamonds in the safe, and burn the room. They didn't say, or they said that others could help. It doesn't just need to be me. I know I'm not the stealthiest of the group, so.
Well, I've got quite a few spells stocked that could certainly help with stealthing around. And Rachaw's definitely the stealthiest of us.
Basically, we need to find the Grim Genie, figure out where the safe is, and apparently rob it.
Soren, you've been here before, haven't you?
Yeah, a lot. It's been quite some time though. Do I recognize that name?
The Grim Genie is not an establishment that you would be familiar with.
Yeah, it's been quite some time, but I'm not familiar with any establishment here that goes by that name.
So we can either wander around the city and try to find it and waste time that way. I don't really want to bug Heather and Mira about this because they're busy and it's my job now. Don't know if it's the best thing to just be asking random people about it either.
I agree. If you're truly planning to do this, I doubt you want people able to pinpoint you as asking about the place.
Aspen's is very, very dangerous.
Could I recommend the Disembodied Voices for help? They've been able to keep secrets in the past.
Only thing I worry about asking them is what they do and don't disclose outside of their business. It's not like they have any reason to keep this to themselves.
And, well, for theoretical purposes, if one of us asked about this and then suddenly there was a robbery, I think they could easily put two and two together.
Well, as Bryn mentioned, I guess it's one way we either have to search the city for the Grim Genie, or we would have to ask for some sort of direction to get this done quickly. What time did they say we had to have this done by?
Needs to be done by tonight. So, a couple hours.
Well, all my spells that would help with sneaking around, they all last an hour.
Nori, don't you have that? Kaporan raises his hand and points around like a pointer. It's like that hand thingy.
Mage hand?
No. The one when we travel.
Oh, that thing. Guiding hand. It only works for large places. I could point out a town or a battlefield or a mountain and have no issues, but little things, that's not how it works.
Darn. I thought
That
that
was a good.
Kaporan takes the compliment, and he'll continue pondering on what he should do. He might begin to walk away towards the bar to see if the girls are. If he can slide in a minute with the girls at the bar.
Mentally, I thought we said we weren't going to talk to the girls.
Kaporn will come back.
That's just what I heard our consensus was, but yes, this isn't my mission.
They've just told a lot, and I feel like we need to prove that we can at least do this.
We could split up and just look.
Alright. Do we want to go in 2 different groups and then meet back here in an hour-ish? Or meet back at the, our rooms?
Maybe we'll just meet back outside at the crossroads. It'll just be simpler than going all the way back up to the rooms, especially if this is time sensitive.
Well, not all of us would be able to go into do whatever this is. It would be only 2 or 3 of us. So meeting up at the room could be useful, but I don't know.
Well, I guess first comes first. Let's split up and find this place, and we can decide who's going to go afterwards.
How do we want to split up the groups?
Me and Rachel.
Always. Why?
Kaporn immediately hops next to Rachel and wraps his arm over his shoulder like, we're going together.
Saren, I'm sorry to bring you into this mess. Do you mind helping?
Does Sarah know why we're doing this?
I don't think so.
I probably. Well, yeah, no. I guess you could have asked. You can ask.
I would like to know something before I agree to help, and that's mostly why exactly are we doing this for whoever it is gave you this job?
It's basically to show that we're staying on somebody's good side. Something happened a while ago, and it's best to stay on their good side than other.
I see.
And now that you're part of our group, he's going to assume you're part of our group. So like I said, sorry to have brought you into this mess.
You could always just go back to the room if you really don't want to participate. We're not requiring you to do anything.
No, it's alright. I will stick by all of you for now.
Well, we're gonna split and try to find this place. Would you rather go with Rachel and Kaporin, or we can go by ourselves? I don't know if I suggest that though. Or we can go in a group of 3 with you, Nori, and myself.
I believe it may be wiser to stay in a group of 3.
Alright, so Kaporin and Rachel, you're comfortable going as a duo?
For Jaws, but I kind of want to point out, especially for the audience, that Last time Rajan and Kaporan went off by themselves, we blew up a city.
I know.
Theron wasn't
So,
there
best
to witness
choices.
that bad decree.
I have a counterpoint. Bryn, why don't you go with Bracha? I'll take Raporn with me, because them two together have caused some interesting situations in the past, and Bracha and I are the best at looking for things.
Woo.
Oh, I'm wrong.
That's a better plan, Nori.
Kaporn will go along with it, but he's not happy about it.
And Zarin, you may choose who you choose who you wish to travel with.
He's gonna stick with Trot and Bryn.
All right, I guess those are our groups.
All right. Who would like to go first?
I.
Alrighty. The half elves.
Team Half Elf, let's go.
Okay. So, where exactly do you want to go? What exactly do you want to do? Or attempt, I should say.
Well, I think before we split up, we would designate that we would go opposite directions of each other from wherever we're positioned currently. Kaporn, as soon as he's away from Bryn and them, he would want to ask someone for direction.
Nori would stop him. We're trying to keep this low key. Let's just look.
That just seems easier.
Yeah, but easier isn't always better.
Fine. Kaporn, Belladonna, and Nori will head in.
How's city set up? Like a northeast southwest type of thing? 'Cause we don't have to worry about one direction because that's
Well, yes. To the west is the water.
So Kaporn and Nori and Belladonna will go north, and we'll tell the other group to go south.
Okay. So, Team Half Elf. You head northward. Giving me no other directions besides northward. I'm guessing you are going parallel with the ocean by your side.
we'd probably be going down various streets, kind of looking for it, because I suspect it's some sort of establishment. Because it sounds like a place name.
Okay. Go ahead and give me either dual perception checks or one of you with advantage.
Let's go duel Nori.
Duel or advantage?
Duel. Let's see if one of us notices it.
So not terrible.
Okay. So, both of you traveling northward, trying to spiral yourself and zigzag like a game of Snake through the streets northward of the Tackle's Respite. Going through, you see a number of interesting establishments that kind of possibly pique interest, some not even having names to their stores, but the display windows showing odds and ends. But unfortunately, nothing standing out as the Grim Genie, or no signs at least, and no sort of symbology to suggest a Grim Genie. And I'd say you guys are at this for about half an hour.
Agreed. About half an hour's travel, so then half an hour back, searching whatever we find there. But yeah,
I'd say as far as northward of the Tackle's Respite goes, you've probably covered about 50%.
they did say meet back in an hour, right, Nori?
Yeah, I'm right with that, aren't I? I wrote that down.
Okay. So if me and Nori couldn't find anything, then Caporn would want to push on a little bit more, see if anything happens or if we've come upon anything else. And if Nori's not paying attention, ask someone for directions, but we'll see how that goes.
Oh, I am keeping an eye on you, sir.
Okay, so as far as the other group goes, you guys are heading, I'm guessing, southwards.
Yeah, same kind of thing of trying to go through the streets and such.
But before we start moving though, Saren's gonna stop Brendan. He's gonna say, I think I don't even know if I would I know, like, where the shadier parts of the city is?
Not really. It being a port town, technically the shady parts are closest to the docks, but
That's what I figured. I just don't know if Saren would kind of know that.
no, there is no, like, ghetto of Emerald Key, so not like a specific area that's run down or anything like that.
Okay, never mind. Saren does not stop the group.
Alright, so either two of you give me perception checks or one with advantage.
I'm good with Richard doing advantage. Are you alright with that, Saren?
Sure.
God damn.
There's no in between for me.
Impressive.
So, Richard, what exactly are you looking for?
Anything regarding that sort of stuff that was mentioned about the Grim Genie and the potential, like, stores and stuff is what he's kind of assuming it might be. But obviously it could be really anything. And specifically because he kind of feels like this is some shady stuff that we're getting into. He's gonna also keep an eye out for, like, thieves' camp information that might be around the town.
Okay. So you guys travel southward, snaking your way through the southern parts of the town, at least southern of Tackle's Respite. The town is much more expansive south of Tackle's Respite, so by the half-hour mark, you only get about a third of the way through the southern end of this town. But looking around Richard, you definitely see things that catch your eyes. You being the bird that likes shiny things in general, you're making mental notes of many a store around here that you're like, ooh, I gotta come back here. Ooh, I gotta come back here. But as far as the Grim Genie, a sign or a symbol, even thieves can't trying to depict something shady in the way of anything, actually. There is no thieves' camp. There is no Grim Genie. There is no store that rectifies itself as the Grim Genie that you can make out, see, get languages comprehend, or see any writing for.
He's just sort of contemplating, looking around, and he sort of looks back at the other two, knowing that it's, if we want to be back within an hour, that we'd have to turn back now, but it's like, there's more, is what he'd say.
I'm worried if we don't go back, that Nora and Caporn will start to worry about us. Though it is frustrating.
There can only be one. And he just shrugs at that as well.
So, you guys heading back?
Yeah. Could we take a different route? Could we try to take a different route back to the Lazy Pillow or whatever it is to try to look at more places, possibly?
You're not 100% sure on the layout of the city, so a slightly different route back to some roads that you're familiar with, but even then, you don't come across anything.
Wonderful.
As soon as Bryn and Saren turn around to go back the other way, Rachon steals him.
Oh no.
Roll stealth. Unfortunately, being with the less passively perceptive people, like Saren, I don't think yours is 17, is it?
My investigation is, but no, it's 14.
Then yes, as you two turn around and start to head back, you turn to Racha to hopefully get directions back to a road that is recognizable, and the bird is gone.
Goddamn bird. If he doesn't die, I'm gonna kill him myself.
Maybe isn't going to end well.
Well, let's just head back and tell the others Racha did what Racha does best. And hopefully he'll come back soon.
About how busy are the streets still with us in our...
Only about an hour after sundown, the last bits of jobs are starting to end. The only things that are still open are obviously food places and shops. But it's still lively enough to where there's heavy flow going down the streets of people on both sides, going up and down the street.
Nori, I don't think we're gonna find this place, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you, unfortunately. And then as we walk back, I kind of want to keep an eye out for things that would sell jewels or gems.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check. Actually, we'll use your one from earlier, because you basically would be going back the same way that you were traveling around, so that way you don't get lost. With your 19, there is, you don't see, like, a specific jeweler's place. There is no shop selling, just straight up cut diamonds or jewels, rubies, or anything like that. But you do see a few jewelry places that are, that have in their front window, like, very nice necklaces and worked stones that are inlaid in some sort of jewelry. Just not like open stones that you could just buy, at least from what the window seems.
And because you said some of them don't have names, do any of these have names?
This one store that you find... this one does. It is called the Prophecy.
Make a mental note of that, because that was the... So, was there any with no names? Or do they all have names?
Most of the main stores that have, at least where you're at, that have like things in their windows to show that they are a store and to come in, they do have names.
Okay, thanks. Alright, I guess we head back
Yeah,
then.
this is the only one that you openly saw like stone-laden jewelry in the window. All right, so you all are heading back to the Lazy Pillow.
Yes. Kaporn's gonna be walking faster than Nori.
Okay. Nori and Kaporan, you guys would get back first. Since the
Why
Lazy
is that-
Pillow lives in the northern section of the town.
Why are you walking so fast?
No reason, just longer strides. Try to keep up, Nori. But Kaporn is walking with fierce ferocity to get to the lazy pillow before Nori does.
Nori thinks about casting Thorn Whip, but decides against it.
So with the ever-speeding Kaporan, you get into the door of the Lazy Pillow about 15 seconds before Nori does.
Kaporn will go to the corner of the room and call upon his ghostly friends.
And Nori does not go inside.
Because she's afraid of the voices, so yes.
Hello, sir. How can we help you?
Hello, my ghostly friend. I was
I
wondering for
am
some...
not a ghost. Just call me friend.
Well, thank you, my friend. I was wondering... Kaporn will also chuckle as a maniacal, creepy laugh, but... I was looking for a certain location if I was wondering if you could give me some directions.
But of course. Where are you looking to go?
I was told to meet a friend out by some place called... Okay, God, they have to help me if I remember this name right. The Grim Genie?
Ooh, your friend is a spicy one. Which, did he say if he was going to have you participate or just be an admirer?
Kaporn kind of gained a feeling that this is a sketchy place. Tries to play the part and waves his hand. An admirer. Waves his hand in front of his face like it's hot.
Ooh, then you must be laden with coin. Wonderful to have your patronage, sir. If you're looking for the Green Genie, just find your way to the most northern eastern portion of the town. Look for the building with the white pillars, and usually the man standing outside. You'll know it when you find it.
Kaporn, staying in character, will give openly wink to the air. It's like, thank you, my friend. And
Not a problem, my friend.
Kaporn, to stay in character, will just take out a gold piece and flip it up into the air. It's like, for you, my friend.
Before it even reaches the apex of the toss, it disappears, and just the slight ringing of the coin echoing in the room kind of hangs for about a moment after the coin disappears before it too disappears.
Good catch. I'll see you later. And Kaporn will...
I hope to see you later too. Good luck.
God. Even that was a much for Kaporn, but he goes outside a little distressed and looks at Nori.
Nori's probably like up against the wall, just like, I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there. And she sees Kaporan kind of walk out and do the shiver. And it's like, whew.
Nori has her arms folded across her chest, just glaring at him.
Nori, I have some news. As he gives another shiver, it's like, I don't think we're gonna like the place where we're looking for.
I reach out with my mind and go,
Just tell me in here so we don't proclaim it to the world.
Mentally, it's like, the place we're looking for is a more interesting establishment from what I've gathered. You can either be a participant or or onlooker, and it sounds like it's one of those more particularly maybe sensual locations.
Great.
Not too sure, but I did play my part and found out the location. If we want to wait for them for the rest of the party here, and we can head over there quickly. But there's a guard at the door, from what I understand.
The guard shouldn't be a problem. Ah, dear me. Alright, let's just wait for the rest of the group, and then you can explain this to them. And whisper.
We'll just stand off to the side, waiting, or at the corner, away from the establishment, so we're not near the
Already
door.
getting in the sensual mood. Okay.
Oh, Caporn's gonna definitely play that part now. Caporn's there on the corner now, just striking up a pose against the nearest pillar.
Stretching out the leg. I got it.
Nori has her head in her hand, just so tired.
Why did I leave the mountain for this?
She's understanding more and more why her mentor decided to live up in the mountain with a bunch of goblins.
After a few moments, you see Bryn and Saren make their way from an opposite direction that you guys came, but they make their way back to the Lazy Pillow. You two see Kaporin striking awkward poses on the corner of the streets while Nori is kind of like... So Kaporin is kind of looking like a lady of the night, and Nori is looking like a vagabond, kind of just curled up on the corner, just in self-loathing.
Got my hood over my head, just a little curled up ball.
Little paper coffee cup next to her.
Your staff with a bindle on the end.
Yep.
Caporn's doing his nighttime stretches at this point.
What are you doing? Actually, you know what? I don't want to know.
You
Caporn
two
just
also
throws you that
see
little-
Bryn and Saren starting to make their way towards you with the absence of Rachaw.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, no. So I stand back up and go run over to them. Where's the bird?
Where do you think the bird is?
Fuck.
Yep.
Caporn's just gonna notice that the bird's gone and just do like a little bird call with like a whistle, just like see if he can like summon Rachaw out of thin air.
And give us a... And what type of whistle would that be?
You want
Yeah? You kind of do that whistle a few times with everyone around you just kind of shaking their head and looking at the ground. About like 20 seconds later, you see this Arakokra female come around the corner, kind of look at you, squint her eyes at you.
You're gonna get a bird girlfriend.
And her squinting makes me think that he just said something not very appropriate in Orin.
And what did you just say about my mother?
Caporn just dead eye stares like what?
She kind of looks around to the other people around you. And just like, keep a leash on your animal. She just storms away.
Caporn is very confused. Not knowing what language knowing that he was speaking language and just scratches his head. It's like, what did I do?
Apparently offended her.
Good job.
Well, we didn't find anything, at least about it, that place. Did you guys find anything while you were out?
I gesture to Kaparin.
Caporn raises his hand like a giddy kid. I did.
You did? Weren't you guys together going out there?
We were, and then you decided to run ahead of me.
I can show you the way if you would like. But it's not the kind of establishment you think it is.
Wasn't quite sure what to think of it, and I don't know if we should go anywhere without telling Richa where we're going.
Have to agree.
What kind of establishment do you think it is?
One where you can either participate or onlook.
That could be a myriad of things.
From what I heard, it's the sensual of kind.
Interesting.
It is, whispers in Britain, towards the northeast side of the town. We'll find it with white pillars and a guard in the front.
Okay. Do we have any way to leave Richa a message to let him know we went that way? Besides leaving something with the voices, because God knows if he's ever going to step foot back into that building.
I can wait here if necessary.
I feel like the bird's not too far off, but we could. I don't know how I would leave a message for the bird.
Yeah, I think I would rather wait for him and speak to him in person, because if we're going to be sneaking around, we're gonna need him.
Yes, and we're not exactly that short on time, so we should probably at least give him an hour or two.
I'd have to agree.
Alright, well, now we know where it is. Let's talk about a plan. Should we do that in our room so it's a little more private?
I think that's a good plan.
I think I'll wait outside because I'm not expected back until later. Kind of scratches his head at the disembodied voices that he knows are inside.
Alright, you stay out here and wait for the bird.
Okay.
Kaporan gives Northa is like, really? You're gonna let me wait out here for the bird? Okay.
If you misbehave, I will end you. I'm at my limit at the moment, my friend.
Just don't offend anybody else, would you?
Yeah, no more bird whistles.
Count on me. Thumbs up and just sits down like a vagabond on the side of the street.
All right, so the three of you are heading inside.
Yeah, and when we get into the room or into the boy, I want to talk to the voices.
Okay, so you enter inside and are greeted with, "Good afternoon. How can I be of service to our patrons?"
Yes, good evening. Are you able to tell me when our bird friend Richa walks into the building?
You're gonna have to specify. We don't keep really names of people unless they're the ones that are procuring the rooms, and we have a few different types of bird people in here today.
He's about this tall. Kenku, and she'll show about 5 feet.
Wonderful, the small one. Yes, I can alert you to when he's on the premises.
Could you also tell him to come knock on my door?
Ooh, that I can do.
Thanks.
Not a problem.
I really don't like that voice. With that, she's gonna walk up to her room.
I like to imagine that as soon as Nori got in, she didn't even wait to listen to the conversation. She went straight upstairs and is waiting outside the room.
Bryn's feeling like she should have done that.
All right, so with that, about an hour later, Kaporin, as you're waiting outside, unless you're trying to stealth up as you see Kaporin in the distance, Rashaw. You see Kaporin like a vagabond, possibly taking a small nap, on the corner across from the lazy pillow.
I'm sort of standing directly behind him the entire time, and every time he moves, I'm just moving to stay behind him the whole time.
Kaporn goes for that all-out stretch and reaches far behind him. It's like, does Kaporn touch Rachar, or does he get out of the way?
With Rashaw's nimbleness, he probably gets out of the way.
Then, after a while, after a minute, Kaporn would.
Acrobatics just to see.
Nope, you end up like punching Rashaw directly in the stomach.
Oh my god, what the? Rachar, what are you doing back there?
Be quiet. Be safe. He falls over a little bit, like he got cup checked.
Oh no, Kaporn like scrambles to his feet to try to help up Rachar.
Doing the whole, no, I'm fine, kind of walking off.
Yeah, he sort of like stands up and like straight up, like he's being his bodyguard self, and it's like, I'm cool. Yeah, it's fine. With a tear in his eye a little bit.
So as Kapoor turns away, you kind of like readjust yourself. Okay, we're good. It's all there.
Kaporn cleaning up his vagabond get-up. Well, everyone else is inside, Rachar, but I did find out where the location is. I don't think I should step back inside, though, because the voices are expecting me until later.
I go?
You are more than welcome to head inside and to let the girls know that you're here. I will be guiding you guys over there as soon as everyone else is ready.
He's gonna like wave his hands at them and go, we can't have people running around willy-nilly.
Kaporn gives a chuckle. It's like the way you do, Rachar?
He just sort of looks down sheepishly and is like, fuck.
Kaporn laughs. It's like, but yes, please, if you wouldn't mind getting the rest of the group, it would be awkward for me to come back in at this moment.
I can go all night.
Did you want to head over there now?
How long has it been since they've been gone? Or how long has it been? Okay, at this point, if it's been a damn hour, Nori's gonna go down and check. Just to make sure Corparan didn't get captured or killed.
Does our window face that side of the street?
No,
Anything?
it does not.
Of course not.
Nori, go ahead and roll a d20 for me. All right.
Oh, that's a net.
At the moment you come down, you see across the street, at the corner, Rachaw getting punched in the gonads by Kaporin as he did his stretch. And as you kind of make your way over is when Kaporin and Rachaw, you guys have your convo, and then you see Nori kind of hurriedly coming up to you.
Are you guys okay?
What was that, Nori?
Are you guys okay?
He sort of adjusts himself again and is like, indubitably.
Kaporin will be blunt. It's like, I punched him in the gonad. On accident.
Oh dear. Rachaw, we wanted to talk about what's going to happen later. And Bryn wants to clear up some stuff. And then we can figure things out from there. Kaporin is sitting out here because the voices told him stuff and he's not expected back for a little while.
Yeah, that's probably a good plan.
Alright, I start walking towards the building, making sure Rachaw is following me.
Holding his hand, got it.
Yep, I'm going.
And hurriedly passing. So once you open the door, and Rachaw, you step on the premises. Bryn, you get a hello. Just here to let you know that your feathered friend is on the premises and on his way up to you. Should I run a bath or possibly get you some rose petals?
No, nothing like that. Thank you, though.
Chocolates?
Saren's in here, right?
You want me to pause the turn down service tomorrow?
No. Just thank you for letting me know he's here.
Wonderful. Have a great night. And the laughter kind of like trails off into a distant echo.
Val, I cannot tell you how much I despise his voice right now.
Is this the ship we're trying to shoot for now? Rachaw and Bryn.
Oh my god. You haven't heard.
The bird is married. Excuse.
In Cydia, polygamy is a thing.
Also, Rachaw doesn't exactly know that he's married.
And
There's
that
no
is-
ceremony.
If you like, you better put a ring on it.
Bryn's
There's
in
definitely
enough
no
shit.
Beyonce here.
I don't think Bryn needs any more ships. Thanks, though.
In about a minute, Nori and Rachaw make their way through the door and into the room.
All right. So now we're going to talk.
Bryn, you hear and then it trails off again.
Why?
I hate this voice so much.
I feel like he's gonna use it now every time we come to this godforsaken place.
Oh,
just
you
'cause
know
he's
it.
like, yeah, of course you will.
Employee
Do
of the
I
month
hear
right here.
this? Do I hear this or no?
Hey, how?
Nope.
But Val, you just gave me the best fucking idea.
I'm scared.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, what
only the
you
person that
could
he's
be.
talking to can actually hear that person.
And
So, the only
wouldn't
person-
he have gotten told that he needed to come up to the room or something?
What was that?
I did ask for Rachaw to be told to come to the room, so you missed that part.
Well, with Nori being with you when you first entered, and then her being the one bringing him up, the voice guessed that they were on their way. And he followed in case they deviated, hence the laughter once again.
Great, love that.
I just wanted one phrase. Wonderful.
But yeah, so the only person to have actually heard this voice specifically is Kaporin and Bryn.
God, I feel so freaking lucky, thanks.
It makes you feel a little dirty.
You should feel lucky. It means Rachaw can't do that to you.
Oh God, thank the freaking lord.
Yeah, Richard just needs to have a conversation. Alright, so you're all in the room together. It is currently about 8:15.
Gaporn is still outside, though.
Yep.
Alright, so we know what you have to do. Kaporan said he figured out where it is. Of course, it wasn't anywhere we went. Now, we need to figure out how we're going to get in there without getting caught, because it seems like it's going to be a fairly popular place. Or fairly well seen.
Well, I've got quite a few spells, including one that will prevent someone from getting captured or paralyzed or any of that. I've got one that will make us significantly more stealthy. And I can turn into a small animal and just hop in someone's pocket.
I don't know if we necessarily need everybody for this. Don't know if the big group is the best idea either.
No, a small amount of people would be wise.
Do we, by any chance, know how far we currently are from our target?
Northwest corner, northeast corner, sorry. If you're going to the farthest corner to find this place, you're gauging about 15 to 20 minutes.
So, every single spell that I have that would be good for stealth is exactly an hour long, which is cool, but interesting.
Go ahead.
Oh no, that was a misclick.
Okay. Well, I don't know if we necessarily want to do any of those here. We don't know how long it's going to take us to find what we need to find there and do what we need to do. So if anything, maybe do those closer to the building.
I'd say that's smart. Are there alleyways and such? I couldn't remember if this was the town that didn't have them.
Yeah, this one doesn't have really much just in the way of alleyways. There's like small clumps of buildings that have no gaps between them, like 3 to 4 buildings, and then small little ways in between those, but those are mainly for flooding drains and things like that.
So we might need to set everything up here, because there wouldn't be a place where I could wild shape safely.
It's understandable. I know I'm not the most stealthy, and I can take off my armor to help that, though I still don't quite trust my abilities.
Right about now, you hear a very light knock on the door.
Bryn will go open the door.
You see Belladonna floating in front of you.
Oh, Bryn.
Belladonna's gonna first point at her wrist, like, time is of the essence.
She would be close enough to where you can talk and everything through her.
I think we should be going. It's getting quite late.
You hear Kaporan's voice come out of this dainty little pixie.
Alright, I forgot about that. Alright, do we want to cast everything now? Or... Saren, do you have anything you could do? Or you don't have to, but...
I do have something I could do, but do keep in mind we have till dawn, right, Bryn?
Yes, it needs to be done tonight. So during the darkness, I would assume.
I have enough spells that if you wish, I can cast it now, and you all can simply just go out and find this place and come back, and then we can be in final preparation.
Just beware that this place does sound like it has an audience there, so who knows how long it will take us to actually complete our mission.
Audience.
Did Kaporn explain to Rachel that? Oh, I didn't tell Rachel what this place is.
I'm going to. The door's closed now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like, just explain all of whatever the heck is happening.
Belladon turns to Rachel. Well, from what the voices tell me, it's a place of interest where you can either participate or be an onlooker. It sounded like it was of the more sensual type, so they might be busy on a weekend. It is the weekend still, right?
Yep.
Yeah, let's go find some dead bodies.
Belladonna is giving like a really concerned look that why does sensual and dead bodies go together in Rachal's head?
The problem is it doesn't. It's just the closest phrase he has to say, yeah, let's get going.
Belladonna doesn't know that she just continues to stare at him like, what?
Who said necrophilia can't be funny?
Oh god!
Twitch terms of service.
So, you guys have options. What do we want to do?
Let's all walk outside for a moment.
Cha's gonna pipe up and say, Scout.
You're a scout, yeah?
Scout place.
I think he wants to look at the place before we do anything, which I definitely agree.
That would be smart.
Alright, I guess we're gonna go out and find the place so we can figure out what the heck is going on.
Okay. So, you guys move.
Are we all?
Well, no one's saying any one person specifically is going, so I'm just guessing that everyone is.
Well, I want to go directly outside the inn, and then I'm gonna say something.
So, Saren and Rachel leave. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
Belladonna just pops and disappears in front of everyone.
So, you guys get down quickly through the foyer and out through the front door.
Is there a giant crowd surrounding a blind and deaf Kaporn right now?
No, but Kaporn is unaware that it seems that some small avian bird has crapped on his shoulder.
Wonderful. As I approach the group with this lovely present on my shoulder, isn't it good luck in some places?
I say nothing but cast prestidigitation to get rid of it.
Alright, so you clean up the bat guano.
Shall we all be heading off then?
Just one moment. Bryn, I appreciate it earlier not pushing me to accompany you on this task, and I must say I don't believe I am totally comfortable doing something like this without knowing more of the facts, if not all. But I would also feel guilty if I didn't do anything to help, so I'm gonna pull out what is it? I think it's an eyelash encased in Gem Arabic, and I'm going to like pat Richard on the shoulder and cast invisibility on him.
Oh wait, before he does that, I'm going to wrap something around Rachaz's arm.
Just a leather strap.
Okay. So while he's casting the spell, you take the moment to quickly whip out a small piece of leather and wrap it around his arm.
All right. Now, if I need to cast the spell, it will be easy.
You have 1 hour before that wears off, but if you run out of time, come back and I'll cast it again, and then I'll walk back inside.
Rachad's gonna be in his way on accident, but also intentionally, so that he runs into me. And Rachad's gonna go, people having sex back in the day?
So you take a beak to like the middle of your chest, as Richard did not turn his face away from you either. So it's hurts a little bit, and then you hear this line come from the voice directly in front of you.
I'm not sure I understand, Richard.
It's okay to be scared.
And with that, Kaporan's gonna be like, well, that's a little weird. Shall we get going?
Yes, I think we shall.
And off the giant Kaporan walks in the northeasterly direction.
That's right, he's so tall.
Hey, look at me, I'm a tree.
So Kapoor and Nori start walking off.
Sorry, I'm going to. I'm just dying currently.
I feel like I was getting dragged along by Nori, so we're good.
Definitely.
You're invisible. She tied that thing around you, but she doesn't know where you're at. That thing goes invisible with you.
Yeah, that wasn't to control you. It's like fully a spell component.
Oh, I figured you were like throwing it on me like it was a leash and you were holding the other end.
Nope, it's just to keep you safe for when I do need to cast a spell.
Gotcha. Then I will accompany everybody, but invisible and stealthy.
Just like the stealthy theme song going around like us in like a circle.
Alright, so you guys are off through the town to the northeastern portion. It's about another 15 minutes before you get to the area, and you know this is the right spot. For in the northeastern corner, surrounded by walls on all sides, a 2-story building sits within a stone wall and gated courtyard. Outside the front gate sits a Goliath man. He has a stool with him, and you can guess that this is a post. From the wall is not incredibly tall, but the majority of this town is put on an incline, with this house being on one of the higher portions of the town in general. So passing or seeing through the gates, or getting a look from far away, you can see, with stone wall being about 9 or so feet up, 6 white pillars posted in the yard of this house or building or something. The pillars not connected to the actual building itself, just 6, 3 on 3 either side of a walkway that lead up to the front of this building.
So because it's probably going to become important to know, would poking something count as an attack to reveal me from
poking? No, that would just be called interacting.
Alright, just wanted to make sure.
If you continuously poke a person, you're starting to rub the line.
All good. I'll take that under advisement.
And Val, I meant to do it while we were in the room, but can I take off the armor? Because I don't want to have disadvantage on that.
Yeah, after about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I would have done that while we were talking about what we were doing. I just forgot. Sorry.
That's fine. So, just unequip it, and just say that you left it back at the room.
Yep.
Alright, so you guys are there.
Scout?
Definitely Scout. Racha, wherever you are, would you mind sticking out your hand and holding my arm?
Rachab would poke him in the back of the head and then grab the arm.
Thank you, Racha. And with that, Kaporin casts Fly on Racha.
Okay.
Go, Scout. Be swift. Be quiet, be quiet.
And then I'm going to cast Freedom of Movement.
Wow, he's a stacked bird.
I feel like I'm supposed to be infiltrating or something. I was just gonna go to talk to him.
Well, if you're not, then I'm not going to cast it.
I already said you casted it.
Yeah, no,
We're doing this.
He would start floating and just making it super quiet but he's not exactly like flying.
Go ahead and
Can
kill
I,
freedom of movement so that way we all see it.
Can I approach? You said it's like a gate around the whole place.
Yeah, there's a stone wall that encompasses the entirety of this place, and there's an iron gate up front where the Goliath man is sitting on the stool.
How big is the gate?
The gate is a double iron gate, so all in all, it sits the same, a little bit taller than the stone wall, so it's about 10 feet tall, and it's about 8 feet wide.
And it's closed as well?
Yeah. The Goliath is sitting on a stool right in front of it. He's currently got a dagger out, and it looks like he's whittling something.
Rachad doesn't want to go over the fence quite yet. Can I go up and just sort of like do a scan as I float by silently and invisible around this Goliath guy to see if like this wall is somehow trapped in any way?
So, what exactly are you doing?
So he's basically gonna just inspect the wall to see if like it's gonna be a problem if I go over the top of it.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check. The wall itself doesn't hold any runes or seem to be trapped in any way. There's no spikes on top or anything like that either.
Let me read what invisibility is. I don't want to just accidentally break my invisible.
As long as you don't attack or cast a spell.
Alright, so using items would still be okay. And if I'm holding the item, it's also invisible, right?
Yeah, if you had it on you when you went invisible, it is invisible as well.
Even if I'm like pulling it out of the bag of holding.
No.
That's-
It does say it's on. I don't know if you consider that on.
That is not. The bag of holding's invisible, but everything inside of it is in a different dimension. So.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. I was contemplating pulling out the poker, but
Anything the target is wearing or carrying.
He was not carrying the stuff that is inside a different dimension.
it's all good. Thanks, Nurse. But what do I have even on me right now?
It's pretty difficult because you can't even see. Everything's invisible.
I know, right? I'm just like, I'm looking at my gear though. I did put most of my stuff in the bag of holding, so he's going to take out his string that he carries because it's negligible weight, and that's why he kept it out. And it's about 10 feet long of string, it says.
Okay.
And he's gonna float up and just sort of like cast it over the top of the stone walls, just to see if anything like flares or anything seems to signal that something moved across the top of it.
Okay. So you take out the string and unravel it and sort of kind of gently toss it into the air over the wall. You see it kind of slowly float down and through the air and then rest on top of something that you can't see before it slowly starts to slide off and then land on top of the stone wall.
Gotcha. So, but it's more of like a dome sense
Yes.
than it is a wall. All right. So if he's gonna cautiously rise up to like at least to the point where he could see down above the wall into past that, whatever that was, or if it is visible to see past whatever the string landed on top of.
Whatever it landed on was not visible whatsoever.
Yeah, so he's sort of like hoping that he can remember where that the string had hit whatever it was, and then float slightly above it and off to the side to see if he can get like a better angle beyond the wall. I guess he just sort of goes higher into the air. Is what he's
Yeah, that's probably
straight
an
up.
easier shot. Yeah, so just going up higher and looking over, you see it is a rectangle building that resides inside 6 stone pillars of some sort of white stone line either side of this walkway leading from the gate up into this building. Doesn't quite look like a house, but the architecture of it and how well made it is doesn't seem to be a warehouse or anything like that either, so you're not exactly sure what it is. Remembering that this is supposed to be the Grim Genie, and possibly it's a shop, you're not 100% sure, but as far as the grounds on the inside go, there's about 6 people in here during this time, 3 more Goliaths, and 3 elves. The elves are all congregated to each other, talking at the front of the building itself, while the 3 Goliaths are currently constantly walking the interior of this courtyard.
Am I able to hear anything they're saying, or not?
Do you want to try to get closer? The
More-
elves, I mean, the front of the building is about 80 feet away.
Oh, okay, then never mind. He's gonna float down and hopefully giving him some sort of eerie sense, but not like being within 4 feet of him. Rachad's gonna start like floating around this Goliath guy in the front of, on his stool, and seeing if he can like notice anything of like a set of keys or anything that he might have to this door behind him. If not, or anything, or is he just guarding it kind of?
Make a perception check.
Consistent.
Looking this guy up and down, he doesn't notice you. Or at least doesn't make it seem like he notices you. He's just focused on his whittling. Looking around him and on him, he carries a couple more daggers on his belt. He carries a small backpack, but other than that, and a couple little pouches on his side, no set of keys dangling off the belt or anything like that.
I want to approach the guy, but I'm gonna wait for Rachel to come back to us first.
Okay.
Are there any other people around, like either walking by the place or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's still... I mean, though this building is segregated from the buildings anywhere near it, there's still other shops and other buildings, other residences around.
What are some of the shops around?
In this corner... Okay, in this corner, you've got a butcher shop and okay, so you got a butcher shop and you've got some sort of carpentry shop. Both are closed.
Damn, okay.
Is there anything like it's wall to wall? There's no like small, like even within like a foot or two of alleyway around this place at all, or no?
Well, this, I mean, you've got the wall that encapsulates this entire courtyard. As far as the wall to the next building or whatever, the wall buttresses up against the actual town wall of this corner. But for the one side that is next to a residence, there is a decent gap before it actually gets to the residence, about 15 feet of a gap. The way that these residences are set up, the road actually, the paved road, goes into this 15 feet gap and continues on and connects to the back side of the residences where another set of so it's like two residences with the backs put together. So kind of like apartment buildings.
Gotcha. So the reason I ask is I want to try and like be just around the corner from the guy, and then yell out some stuff so that like he might want to be curious enough to check out around the corner.
Okay. From the gate where the guard sits to the corner with this 15-foot road, you've got about 45 feet.
Then yeah, he'd want to make it so what I'm going to say he wants to make sound like it's sketchy, and he kind of needs to go come around the corner to see if somebody's going to try and do something.
Just go ahead and do what you're going to do.
Alright, so in a voiced whisper, more or less, he's going to go, "Oh yeah, that'll really fuck some shit up."
He does not react.
In a different voice, he's like, "Be quiet. Sneaky."
Still no reaction.
he's just gonna like edge his way out from around the corner. He's like, just looks up and he's gonna take the string from 10 feet up into the air, so like it's just as close to him as possible. He can't really see, so there's only gonna be so much he can measure, of course. But he wants to try and like dangle the string to tickle the guy's ear.
Kind of swats and slaps at the feeling of something playing with his ear. After about the third kind of wave of his arm, he would eventually catch the string and sort of tug on it, so you can either give resistance or let it go.
I guess what kind of check would it be?
This is more of a split decision choice.
Yeah, he would probably want to hold on to it. But if it seems like the string's gonna snap, he's just gonna let it go anyways.
Okay. So if you're holding on to it, he's whipping his hand around and he ends up getting hold of the string. Now it being a taut string, but he can't see it. He just feels the resistance of this invisible thing in the air. He kind of thinks to himself,
if he like looks towards me because he can trace the string, I'm gonna let it go.
The string's invisible.
Well, yeah, but so using the tension, like if he could figure out that the string is pointing that direction, kind of deal.
He's not looking, he's just pulling.
Yeah.
He's just gonna yank hard on it. Are you gonna try and hold on to it or let go?
I mean, I'll try to keep resistance, but
Okay.
I doubt I can outdo a Goliath.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a strength check or athletics. Never mind, you don't need to.
I mean, and it was a pretty solid attempt.
It's a
Valiant
nat 20
effort.
on my end.
Yeah, I know. It was like it's a valiant effort though.
So it gets whipped out of your hand, and then as it does so, it appears.
And then I'll start backing away immediately as my reaction.
He kind of just is like looking at the string and then like looking up, just confusion on his face. Yeah, he doesn't put anything together. He just like fucking string, and just throws it on the ground and like, steps on it.
Does he remain stepping on it?
Well, he threw it down directly underneath him and kind of just like grinded it into the dirt.
I'm gonna grab it.
Go ahead and make a stealth check, or a sleight of hand check. Yeah, he doesn't see it.
I will, because now the thing is visible, I assume still.
Yeah.
I'm going to make the best possible shape I can out of the string and begin dangling it like an ornament around him, just messing with him.
Go ahead and give me a dex saving throw. He, as it kind of like spins around him the second or third time, he whips his hand out and grabs hold of it again, snatching it from your grasp. And kind of just looks at it and is still like wildly looking up into the air, and he's just gonna go ahead and pocket the string. Fucking magic string.
I'll sort of whisper from like 10 feet away. There's dead bodies up there.
Doesn't seem to react. He's
Just
rolling
gonna-
real shit perception, guys.
He Rachal's just like grumbling. He's like, he's just gonna like from up and back about so 10 feet back, 5 feet up. He's gonna be like, "Can you hear me?"
Kind of like looks up in your direction, looks around a little bit, and then just goes back to whittling.
Quite. For the love of all that is holy, don't poke it.
He gets up out of his stool, kind of looks left, looks right, turns to the gate, gives a loud whistle, and two of the Goliaths that were patrolling inside come out. Something's not right. Someone's fucking with shit out here. Go ahead and up the guard. And he goes back, sits on his stool. The two Goliaths run inside the actual building itself. And then they return with 3 more Goliath guards and start taking up double patrols.
Kaporn's gonna assume that something happened with Richard and how the guards flew forward, so he's gonna be like, he's gonna face palm, and it's like, oh no, what happened? Look over to Brandon and say, I think our best chance is to try to get in. It's supposed to be an interesting place, so I'm sure we could talk our way through.
I'm very worried going in there blind.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
I mean, we could potentially try to ask him what the heck it is. Just play it like we're just walking around and this seems like a big important place that we should know of in the town.
There are people walking by, right, Val?
Less and less as the night continues forward. Right now it's about 9 o'clock after all your guys' stuff. But there still
How
are
much-
some people.
How much time do I have left? Invisible, at least.
About 40 minutes. Oh, sorry, no. More like 30.
I'm assuming we're off the side, like down a side street, looking around the corner.
No.
Oh, we're not. We're just
No.
standing.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless you guys specifically say where you're gonna go, then I'm guessing you guys are pretty much across the street, maybe down a few houses, but that's about it. To be able to have seen what shops were around here and everything, you would actually need to be out in the street, so make this a
Okay.
lesson.
At the guys sort of upping the guard or whatever, I'll sort of say, I'm sort of constantly moving around him as well, so it's never like this voice is in the same spot. But I'll say, well, I never. What's going on here?
His ears perk up every now and again, and he takes side looks here and there, but never leaves his post.
Well, maybe we just go up and say that we were walking the town. We haven't really been here, just getting used to it. And maybe ask him directions and what it is. I don't know if Richard's getting any information. The fact that he hasn't come back to say anything is a little worrisome.
At this time, you actually see 2 elven men in nice robes come up to the Goliath himself, Richard. You can hear what's going on. The Goliath stands up and kind of gives a nod to the two of them. The taller of the elven gentleman with the black hair and the straight blue robes hands over a small sack of coins. You see the Goliath open it, quickly take a look inside, close it, hand it back to him, and moves his stool out of the way of the gate. One of the gates opens from the inside, and the two elven individuals go in through the gates and towards the building. The Goliath goes back to his position with his stool, and the gate closes, and he goes back to whittling.
Would there have been enough time to try and sneak through, like floating above them?
Try.
But I don't think he would. He'd just go back to bothering the guy. And it was just like, what was that all about?
He goes back to whittling his piece of wood.
Sex in many places.
No response.
These? When it gets to about like the 15-minute mark, he'd stop bothering him though.
Okay, we're at the 15-minute mark.
Yeah, head back to the group and tell them something's not right.
Do we witness that whole thing with the two elves?
Yeah, you see it.
I want to go around the corner of the nearest building, kind of out of sight from everyone else, and kind of clean myself up to look like as an elf, not a half elf.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wearing my fine clothes anyway, so Kaporin's gonna get prettied up.
There's a difference between fine clothes and wealthy robes.
Ah.
Fine clothes, though they are fine, are still meant to be adventuring gear in a sense. Wealthy robes are pristine, wealthy robes. Just like you said, you're already wearing your fine clothes, and you have been for, well, since you got them, so.
Well,
you do look the best out of the group, though.
Well, Kaporin's just gonna throw on a disguise, something that makes him have more distinguished features.
Mm-hmm.
And suggest to the group that we should try to do the same as what the two elves in front of us did to get inside. It might be the best bet for now.
The only problem is we have no idea how much coin just passed their hands.
Richard, did you get a look at how full that bag was, or possibly how heavy or how dense it looked?
Chaw's just gonna reply, about yay big.
Is he still invisible?
Yep.
Exactly.
Wait, can you minor illusion it?
It
He
drops
loses
invisibility.
invisibility.
Yeah, it drops invisibility if I do that.
Oh, sad. Quick question, Val. What type of elves were they?
High elves.
Damn.
Like marijuana high, or like
Hey. So 20 high, boy.
I almost spilled water on my computer. Don't do that.
I'm so high right now.
Saren is a high elf, correct?
No.
What kind of elf is Saren?
Well, technically, yes, but
He's not the upper echelon.
Exactly.
Well, then it won't be any better than what I throw on. So,
He's the high elf of middle management.
I don't know if trying to trick them is the best idea, Kaporan.
Why don't we go in there honestly? Or you guys go in there honestly. Those were high elves.
well, from what I heard, you just need a lot of coin to get in there.
Let's just pretend we're tourists and ask for directions. This guy was out. Why not?
But how will that get us in, though?
Well, it's been almost the hour since Kaporan did what he did. We might have to come back so we can, if we need to recast that or something.
What did Kaporan do an hour ago?
No,
Or,
Saren.
sorry. Wrong one.
The other white meat. We're reaching the end of your invisibility, Richaw. About 5 more minutes of it.
Child's gonna float back over to the guy, and
And to be fair, you don't have any knowledge of when it's going to end. Like, you don't get the sense that it's going to end.
Yeah.
Saren does.
he's gonna sort of approach like with one last effort and just go, "Can I get in?"
Kind of looks up at this. You got coin?
Well, how much?
If you gotta ask, you don't have enough coin. And he goes back to whittling.
I beg to differ.
A 100 mithril pieces.
Trillium?
Trillium. You're gonna need a cart to bring that much trillium in.
Okay. And then,
One.
is he still whittling the thing?
Yep.
I'm gonna try and snatch it from his hand and run off.
Make a sleight of hand check. So you snatch this tiny little fish that he's been whittling out of his hands, and you start to run off.
Bonus action, disengage, and then run like hell.
So you bonus action disengage.
Then waving it around like crazy.
You get about 30 feet, because that's all your movement for that turn. He's going to throw his dagger. The invisibility gives you a higher AC, so I'd say it adds 3 to your AC, but he still rolled a 23 to hit.
I think it's oh, actually.
Isn't it 3 force covering?
I think it's just disadvantage is what it is.
Yeah, I think it's disadvantage because you can't see your opponent.
But he's got an object in his hand, so he does have a reference point.
This is very true. Alright, murder the bird.
Hence why I gave him higher AC rather than disadvantage, because he's got a place to aim for. And it's just basically, you said you're waving around in the air, so when it gets to the apex, he knows to shoot right under.
And then I will uncanny dodge it. but and keep running with it.
Alright, you take 5 points of piercing damage as this dagger gets embedded into your upper right bicep.
Thank you. I'll just pull it out and keep running.
Okay. Wait, you took damage. Doesn't the invisibility fall?
Nope.
No.
Only if he loses concentration. So I'd get around a corner as much as I could within that 5 minutes and just sort of remain evading him.
The Goliath doesn't leave his spot.
I figured.
So a few moments later, your invisibility drops.
Sort of be rubbing my shoulder.
Oh no, that's a straight wound to your bicep.
Okay, I'm rubbing my bicep and like holding it to try and
To
keep
stop
it.
the bleeding, yeah.
Yeah, and then do my best with like a medicine check to.
Wasn't deep enough. Like it hit you and then it came out, so it wasn't enough to like stick like solidly into your bicep. But
Gotcha. So
It's
did I bring
tender.
it with me?
it's not a big enough wound to worry about clotting. So just wrapping it tightly and you're fine.
Sounds good. He'll do that real quick, and then sort of take the roughly long way around to get back to the side of the group. Not really making myself visible too much, even though I know he wouldn't really. I guess I would realize he doesn't probably actually recognize me, so I'd go up to the group and just approach and from like back around the other way and say, "Huh."
Go ahead.
Anything? Oh, whoops, sorry.
No, you're good. Sorry.
I just asked if you found anything.
I'll just sort of. Are we still like close enough for him to hear us or no?
No, they're not that inept.
Gotcha.
Close enough to see, but not close enough to hear or really make out distinguishing features.
Gotcha. He'd just sort of respond with, "You'll have to get a card for that kind of trillium."
Did he say how much you needed to enter?
100 mithril.
Oh dear. Yeah, no.
Would a normal person in this age know what mithril coins look like?
Give me a history check.
I just figured I spent the first 12 years of my life in a fancy home. I would know some things.
Kaporan made a high enough history check. Mithril pieces. They're not coins, but they're cut down into small rectangular bars almost. And they're weighted and they're measured. Only very high-end people end up having mithril pieces as currency. One mithril piece, one mithril bar, is equivalent to 100 platinum.
Damn!
So in trillium terms, that's 200,000 trillium for 100 mithril pieces.
For a minor illusion, do you need to? Does the person themselves need to know what the item looks like?
Yeah.
Can one of the two warlocks see if they remember what mithril pieces look like?
I don't have minor illusion.
Damn.
And even Saren would not have seen mithril in his time.
Well, I definitely don't think we're going to fake our way through there. At least as Kaporan said, as an onlooker. We can still ask just what it is as we were wandering around town.
You wish to be a participant, Bryn?
No, I'm not signing up for that. I'm not signing up for anything like that at this moment. I don't know what the hell is going on in there.
Let me see what I can find out, and I'll be right back.
Remember, you're a tourist.
Porn's gonna walk over to the Goliath.
You come up to the Goliath. Goliath is kind of now like picking at his fingernails. Sees you come up, kind of gives you a quick up and down. And as you approach, before you say anything, goes, "Sorry, not interested. Already got a girlfriend."
Well, I'm sure I could do better, but that's not what I'm here for.
Then what are you here for?
I wanted to see if I could inquire about this establishment.
Oh yeah? What are you inquiring about?
Someone who may be a participant.
You? And he looks you up and down.
I have a friend in mind, but I need some more information before I get them involved.
Kind of looks at you and shakes his head. Go ahead and make a deception check.
I'm good at those. Fingers crossed. Sticking with the unnatural 20s.
He gonna just shakes his head and laughing. Sorry, scrawny one. Don't quite got the body for what we're interested in.
Well, I never. But I assumed I wouldn't have. What is the body type you're looking for?
He kind of stands up and just like does the whole like look at me.
Corn's putting the pieces together. It's like, I think I might have something for this.
And he looks at you unbelieving.
Caporn's gonna go run off and around the corner. Just kind of like motioning to them that they should follow me around the corner, but not obviously.
What did you find out? Are you coming over to tell us anything, or are you just like, come here?
Well, he basically like runs past you and is like, "Follow me," and then goes around the corner.
Yeah, I don't run, but I kind of wait a second and then I'll follow. Just
Well, he Kaporan speed walks, which is like running since he's the tallest.
yeah, I figured as much.
And as soon as everyone's gathered around the corner, Caporn explains his thought process. I believe this is a fight club, what we're looking on to. So, Bryn, they're looking for someone to fight.
I guess I shouldn't have left my armor back at the hotel.
Well,
Well, to say if you're allowed to wear armor into the ring, but they're looking for someone of higher stature. I was turned down, sadly. I thought I was good enough.
I wonder why. I'm assuming just because I know you. Have you already roped me into something?
Not completely yet, but
Oh, yeah, mm-hmm.
are you kidding me?
if I go back there, I need to bring a friend.
For fuck's sake, I hope I can go get my armor.
Want me to try?
He told me I was too skinny. I'm not sure they would let you go in, Richa.
Do I poke it? And he'll pull out his rapier.
Again, I don't think it's that kind of fight club.
discover ourselves along the way.
Take me to the freaking thing you caught me into.
Warren's gonna scratch the back of his head. Okay.
Can I kind of turn into a small animal and just hop in Bryn's pocket? You should allow it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright. I think I'll, just turn into a little mouse, hop in her pocket. Just in case.
Kaporn leading the troop over to the Goliath.
Alright, so Kaporin with the Bryn in tow, Nori has a small mouse in her pocket, Rashad,
Chavi, the bodyguard.
Shaw, chest out, sauntering beside. You come back up to the Goliath. He is kind of watching you as your group slowly makes their way towards him. And he's just like, got a half smile on his face.
How's this for what you need? As he displays Bryn.
Well, we don't have no girl fights here.
Trust me, she may be a girl, but she can hold up her own.
If you've got the entry fee, then you can go ahead and get destroyed in there. It's fine by me. Adds a little extra spectator spot to everything tonight.
What's allowed, what's not allowed? Any rules?
No magic, no weapons, no armor, just your straight up fists.
What's the entry fee?
100 platinum.
Looks over to Bryn.
Winner gets 45% of the entire cut of the night. Losers, well, they lose.
If our friend goes into fight, may we observe the fight?
Yeah?
Kaporn's gonna kind of next to Bryn, kind of having Nori to hop into his coat pocket. Without this Goliath noticing.
No, I'm not moving right now.
Okay. Let me just.
Kavar just turns around and like extends his pocket out open, and is like looking at Bryn's pocket like, come on.
I mentally go, why? Why? What are you trying to accomplish here?
Have the fight started already? Well,
No, the fight start at 11 o'clock.
and it's like a little past 9 at this point.
It's about 9:45.
Mentally to Kaparin, I go ask about the armor.
He said no armor. No armor, no weapons, just straight strength and no magic.
Correct.
Kaporn's just gonna look at Bryn like, turn around, look at Bryn. It's like, this is the only thing we got here.
Well, we could always do the stealthy way in.
I think we've kind of, unless I can't even say this because we wouldn't be able to talk right in front of the glass.
Nope.
Bryn?
When's the last time you'll take contestants?
About half an hour. After that, the gate locks, and only until the last fight's done can you get out.
How many people are currently in it?
So far, we've got 3 contestants for the night.
And it's 1-on-1?
Right. Unless you're feeling frisky and you want to challenge them all to a free-for-all. Sometimes they get into that, but a lot of coins gotta pass between hands for that to happen.
Understood. Once I pay the entrance fee for the contest, do I have to go in there, or can I stay out here until the time?
Pay the entry fee. Like I said, gates close at 10:30. So if you're not in by then you'll forfeit your fee.
Alright then.
Is it tournament style?
Well, yeah, how are you gonna have a winner if you don't get down to one person?
Right. Sorry. Bryn.
At this point in time, behind you guys, there's a orcish man, not full orc, but half orc, but he's right about the same height as you, Bryn, and just decently ripped. And he's coming through, and he's got a smaller half orc, more human, with him. And they kind of like push through the rest of you, giving everybody a look, and the larger half orc kind of like looks you up and down. Bryn just kind of glares at you. The smaller half orc hands some mithril over to the Goliath. He nods, stands up, moves his chair. The gate opens. They both go inside, and he resumes his spot, and the gate closes. Looks like the fighters just went up to 4.
Alright. I can hand over 100 freaking platinum.
Okay. So, once they do that, alright. Now, well, so you headed to him. And he asks you, you going now or you gonna wait till later?
I'm gonna come in a little bit.
Alright, make sure you're in by 10:30 though. Gates closed. Money's by.
Understood.
Kind of nods and just waits for you all to walk away.
And I will.
We walked back to the other side of the street. Well, wasn't expecting that, but it seems like it's our only option in.
Yes, but now we have a way in, so I'm not going to be able to get the task done. I'm going to have to try to survive fighting God knows who.
Well, let's hope you go last. I guess it's up to me, Nori, and Rachad to get the job done while you wait your turn. If anything, hopefully we can get in and out before you fight and get out of there before anything else goes down.
Yeah.
We're really into it now, aren't we?
Yes. Let's just hope I don't die.
It seemed like we were in for it the second we sat down in the respite, the restaurant.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Well. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, well, you ready, champ?
Suppose I am. Do you guys know what you're going to do? I think that's the better question.
Well, I can either be a pocket mouse as I am right now, or I can turn back into me.
Go ahead.
You go first.
Well, Nori, if anything, you might want to hop into one of our pockets, either mine or Richard's, because you won't do us any good if you're stuck with Bryn the rest of the night.
That is true. I think I'm going to hop out of Bryn's pocket and scurry over to Richaw.
Of course you do.
He's more stealthy. This is more useful.
Kaporin's just being judgmental.
Be judgmental of me.
It's like, did we not just spend like the first half of this journey together in the woods? But nah, he's
And
like,
in the
okay.
desert.
And in the desert.
We did. Right now, in this situation, you are not a stealthy person. Richaw is a stealthy person. I'm not gonna fight over this.
And Kaporin just pouts. But anyway, well, now that we have that settled, we'll try our best to get up to the, I would assume the second floor is where they'll be keeping these diamonds. And we'll try to get everything done before you're up, Bryn.
Just be safe.
We should say the same to you.
All right, so you guys moving back to the Goliath?
Tally-ho then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kaporin's just like whispering a little prayer as he walks back towards the door.
So, go back to the Goliath. He asks if you guys are ready to go inside.
Yes.
He
We're
stands
ready.
up, moves his stool, the chair, moves his stool, the door. The gate opens, and you guys are allowed entrance in. You guys walk through down the pathway with these stone pillars on either side. As you get past the first set of stone pillars, Richaw, your pocket bursts from the seams as Nori, you are catapulted back into your original form.
I shout in surprise and fall back.
Knocking Richaw over as well. The elves that are at the front of the building kind of stop and stare, and the Goliath at the front door kind of turns around, looks at you and goes,
Real
no.
quick to Richaw, I say, look surprised, and then I'm going to throw up my hood again and book it.
the gate's closed.
fuck?
I thought it was still open. Well,
By the time that you guys got to the pillars, he would have taken his spot and the gate would have closed again. The pillars aren't like right there. They're a good 15, 20 feet in on the path forward.
yeah, but just have Richaw look surprised, like he didn't know I was there.
You just hear
Yeah.
the Goliath's gonna turn around. None of those silly tricks are gonna be working in there.
Sorry, folks. It's just a thing that they have with each other. Nothing to see.
The elves just turn around, looking at you guys with side eyes, but continue their conversation.
Well, picking up Nori off the ground, it's like, well, best we continue then.
Also, the freedom of movement ends, but that ended roughly about the same time as invisibility, so that's fine.
Yeah, it was all pretty much gone before we even went through the door.
Yep, we were too slow.
Did we notice that it was the pillars who caused the magic to dissipate?
Yeah,
Or-
they glow up. They glowed when you passed through them.
Okay. Just making sure. All right, and so I guess we'll continue in.
once we're inside and like nobody's really looking towards me, I'm gonna try and do like a minor illusion of like a small twig into my hand to see if it'll
Doesn't
appear.
work.
Just to see, yeah.
You get a sense that if enough money like this is transferring hands in a place like this, they're probably going to have some damn fine security.
How shocking.
But as you walk up the stairs and enter in, there's a gentleman on the inside of the door as you enter, and he kind of looks your group up and down and goes, "I'm guessing you're contestant."
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. All right, second floor. You are contestant number 5. Take the room with the number 5 on it.
She will nod and go up that way.
This inside of this area is regal in a sense, but very sparse as far as any character goes. It's very nice polished woods and very finely smoothed stone, but there's no pictures, there's no statues or anything like that. It's a fine establishment, but there's no character to it. You go up the stairs that are directly in front of the door, and as you do so, you pass by an opening to your right, and in this room, which you were going to expect to see a room, actually is a very large expanse of a chamber with seats around a central circular sand pit in the middle.
Like a sumo ring.
You make your way up the stairs, still nicely carved wood, smooth stone, magnificent looking lights hanging from the ceilings, and you pass by rooms that have numbers on the fronts, reaching number 5, entering inside. In there is a chest on the floor that has an open lock to it. There is a small washroom attached to this room as well. There is a bench. There is a chair. There is a training dummy up against one wall. There's different sorts. It's sort of like an armoire that has a bunch of different cloth wrappings and other things to prepare yourself for battle. But you get a sense that the chest is to put all your belongings in, so that way they're safe while you go through with tonight's festivities.
Bryn, you may want to give us your items, just in case anything goes down tonight.
I suppose that's true.
I think between the three of us, we can hold everything you have.
Rachel would look to see if like he can reach into his coin purse or not.
It is just an empty purse.
So it's not working.
Nope.
Gotcha.
She's gonna look very... are you sure about that, Kaporin?
Well, you remember what we're here for. And how we're meant to take care of things.
I mean, it's up to you guys, I suppose. I don't mind leaving it here. I highly doubt anybody here would want what I have. And I don't know, maybe if we wait till later, I'll be able to get my stuff back.
I don't think so. Um, remember the last thing on your list.
Alright. Who's gonna carry my shit, apparently?
Please split it between the three of us. Since we don't know about Richard's magic bag.
His magic bag ain't even working, so we're gonna have to carry it one way or another.
Yeah, she's currently carrying about 200 pounds worth of equipment.
Yep.
Yeah, and I would imagine this room is here for the specific reason too.
Actually, she's
Hold
only
her
carrying about 140 because she left her chainmail back at the room.
But like, we could leave the stuff here in the room for the most part. I would
Yes,
imagine.
but Kaporin's alleviating to the fact that the last thing on the list was burn it down.
Burn the room. There's going to be time to evacuate.
I know, I'm just already cutting off that argument.
I'm just thinking that in the chaos of everything, even if we get time to get back up here, the place is burning already and things are gonna happen.
And I won't have any magic. We won't have any magic.
Yay.
So if we need to fight, we need to get Bryn her things quickly so we can get out.
These noodle arms ain't doing nothing.
But yeah, that was my thinking process.
Alright, I guess I'm giving out my things.
Okay. When you do touch the chest, just kind of checking it out, when you touch the lock, it seems to quiver with magic. You get a sense of whatever you put in this chest, when you lock it, it is magically binded to you, so that no one else would be able to open it. Just letting you know.
Is the chest movable?
Nope.
I don't trust this chest. If that isn't obvious enough for Kapor.
I know, they just said that you'd lose a lot of things, and I don't know, we have things.
You also get a sense of the fact that the security on this place is so tight, you don't think people are going to be randomly coming in here and stealing your shit.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm just gonna put it in the chest. I'll get it. If I'm a contestant, they're not gonna think I have anything to do with it. Even if it comes back to somebody, one of you, unfortunately.
Yeah, so when you put everything in the chest and close it and secure the lock, there is no like keyhole for it. The lock completely seals itself off to just be a thick piece of metal on the front end of this chest. Any three of you trying to open it, it doesn't even slightly budge, but as Bryn, you put your hand back towards the lock, it reverts itself back and opens up before you.
That makes me feel slightly better about leaving all that here.
Well, now that we're inside, I think we need to take a look around. I'm assuming we'll have to stay here, Bryn.
I need to prepare.
Yes, quite. Out of looking around, though, Kaporin turns his eyes to Rachel. You may be our best bet for that one.
Huh?
What's the current time, Val?
You're getting closer to 10.
When the first battle, or brawl starts, Rachel, see if you can take a look around, okay?
Oh, does my mind thing work here?
Nope. Actually, hold on. Yes.
Ooh. I think I discover that.
Well, perfect. We have a walkie-talkie. Wait, they don't know about that. We have a way to talk to each other. All right. Well, Bryn, I think you need to get ready, and we'll get ourselves ready for what we need to do.
For the hour up until the first fight, Racha, having already established his character as a bodyguard, is going to sort of go around the place casing it like a bodyguard would want to, like, there's an exit, there's an exit, there's an exit. He's just going to go around like the whole building.
You get stopped for a majority of the building. The only places you're allowed to travel to is this long hallway on the second floor between all of the contestant rooms and the fighting room as well. Everything else is currently blocked off by multiple guards.
Would I be able... that's gonna be like the only thing I'm able to do then. Would I be able to attune to that stone right now, or no?
You can certainly try.
She's gonna prepare for however she needs to do with the fight, because Becca has no clue how to do that. I'm sure Bryn has vast knowledge in that.
It's all hand wraps, wrist wraps, ankle wraps, chest wraps.
Love it. Great. How much time would she have after getting that done?
With Bryn being a fighter, she would be able to do it decently quickly, especially if one of the people stays back and helps you. So it'll only take you about 10 minutes to do that.
Yeah, we're gonna try to attune to that stone, because we need all the help we can fucking get.
Okay. So as you sit down and try to focus with the stone, it's about 10 minutes in that you realize magic I felt from the stone one time does not seem to be magical anymore.
Okay, I kind of figured that. Okay.
But my necklace is kind of still kicking. I guess it does have a person inside it, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
What about my attuned gear?
All in kaput.
Got it. Okay, so that's out of the question.
It's still
Already?
attuned to you, but it doesn't have any magical properties anymore.
Got it.
Besides Nori's necklace, all magical items are inert.
I feel special and concerned.
What about? I'm not Racha's character. I can't ask that question. Kaporn has nothing to do. He's just gonna prepare himself mentally.
Yeah, based on, I was gonna ask it already, but is my hex weapon still a hex weapon? Because Nori's necklace is Nori's necklace, or not?
Yep.
Alright, just want to make sure.
Now I'm wondering if my one warlock attack spell would work.
Only one way to find out.
That seems unwise, and I'm not gonna do it.
You would have seen Racha try to do his minor illusion.
That makes sense.
And now we wait.
Could Racha sort of like, even, we've got this hallway, and I assume the other fighters are down this row as well, right?
Correct.
Can he just sort of like pop his head into each of the rooms
Nope.
to see who the fighters are?
once a fighter has gone in, the only way to open the door again is from the inside. So trying any of the... You do open a few of the doors, but they're empty. But as you guys have been in here, and now you're kind of going around and scouting the place. You've got Bryn's door. You've got the other 4, 1 through 4. And then also number 6 doesn't open either.
Does is there anybody that's like taking their seats or anything?
Nope. You still got like 45 minutes till the first bout even happens.
Gotcha. Well, then, yeah, I guess we'll wait until there's more movement and activity around outside.
Okay. So you hanging out where?
In the room with the rest of them after I've gone around and checked everything I could do.
Okay. So, you all, after about 30 minutes, you hear a knock on the door. When you guys finally open it up, it is a blue-skinned individual with his green hair slicked back, tight against his head. He's wearing nice, very vibrant, like orange robes. Just letting you all know that the last contestants have been entered in, and we are currently looking at 8 in total. First bout happening in about half an hour. And he gives a bow and kind of walks away, and you hear a knock further down and the same information being passed.
You guys should probably go do your thing during the fights.
Right. Best of luck, Bryn.
Same to you.
Good luck.
Chad's gonna sort of pull out his yellow vial of paint and go, "Pretty bird?"
I
Yeah, offering it towards Bryn.
Just like some war paint.
appreciate it, but it's okay, Rachel. She's gonna have, even though there's time still, she's gonna have them go just so she can get herself more prepared mentally for this, because she was not expecting to do this.
Okay. So, after taking moments, the rest of you leave Bryn to find her inner peace before the battle. And you guys go out. Now a few more places have been opened up. The where you enter into the large circular fighting area where people are starting to take their seats. Across and to the left, that wall has opened up as well, and there is a full stocked bar off into the corner. Plenty of people are going up ordering drinks and different things. There is also a room across from the fighting room that has been opened up. And in here there's a bunch of lounging chairs and what do they call it? Like sleeping couches or whatever the fuck are in therapist offices. And just comfortable things. And in here there are a plethora of scantily clad women and men that are soothing patrons. And down behind the stairs is still blocked off by guards. But next to the bar area of the ring, there's another wall past it that has been opened up. and this looks to be a sort of prepped and ready triage area for contestants. So, is there anything you guys would like to do, or just take your seats?
Witting high elves.
A bit difficult, but okay.
The last thing Racha would want to do as sort of his inspection of the place's security would be to, not overtly, but examine to the best of his ability the pillars that seem to have caused the magic dampening.
The ones outside?
Yeah, just sort of like as he's doing the casing of the security of the place, just to make sure it's up to snuff is what he would say to pretty much anybody that was questioning him.
Yeah, I mean, they just look like white stone pillars.
I'm secretly looking for if I could disable them somehow.
Make a perception check. Looking around, besides finding a way to actually destroy them, there's going to be no simple, like, oh, here's the off switch. There is no exposed runes or anything like that. Kind of looking at this overall construction, you're getting a sense that there's probably an inner pillar that has a bunch of anti-magic runes on it, and then this white stone was created around it.
He just sort of nods and smiles at it, and then walks away.
Anything else you guys would like to do?
Corn's feeling a little down on it. He's gonna have he's gonna have one drink, and let's see how this goes.
All right. You get a drink. That's going to be 5 gold.
God damn. Okay.
This place deals in mithril, bruh.
I know. It's still goddamn. It's still a lot of money.
When the buy-in was a platinum, I figured it was the guy was lying to me to try and just mess with the ghost as well.
It better be Kaporn's best drink he ever had.
It is a really nice drink. It's very light, fruity, kind of cocktail-esque.
Well, at least if he dies here today, he's had a nice drink.
So, anything else before we get started?
Let's get ready to rumble!
Alright, so, as you all sit, find your seats, and prepare yourselves, you see a large bit of betting starts to happen around the arena as the first 2 contestants get brought out. Here you see a Goliath man against a blue-skinned individual. The names of them are... Blue-skinned man is called Thalin, and the Goliath's name is Kadrai. With that, you see they are in shorts, have wrappings on their ankles and hands, both take defensive positions, and the round is commenced. The fighting is brutal, it's bloody, and surprisingly, by the end of it, Thalen, the blue-skinned individual, comes out on top by delivering a swift kick to the neck of the Goliath. The Goliath saunters back and collapses to the ground, and the fight is called off. And as the officiator runs over to the Goliath and checks him and goes over to Thalen, raises his hand and says, "Winner, Thalen, by way of execution." With that, the Goliath's body is dragged off the side of the arena. Thalen is escorted to the medical area and is treated by a resident cleric there who starts to go over his wounds, healing him, handing him potions, and Thalen looks like his fight coordinator person, another blue-skinned individual, comes over giving him congratulations, and money starts to get divvied out from the bets that had been placed. So at this point in time, Bryn, you are summoned.
Great.
You are...
As-
Go ahead.
Sorry, as the guy sort of gets over to the triage room, Rachel would kind of want to go and check that out.
It's a small room, not much bigger than the room that Bryn is currently in. It's just got a couple beds there. It's got 3 clerics. 2 are kind of just there minding the equipment and such, while the third one is the one tending to Thalen. The fight coordinator guy is kind of standing at the entrance, kind of sees you. Didn't expect it from such a scrappy little thing, did you, that he was gonna take down that Goliath, but my Thalen's got one hell of a roundhouse.
Tally ho.
You want an autograph? I can get you an autograph.
He just sort of smiles and nods his head.
And he kind of like takes a couple steps quickly to Thalen, this little bird here would like an autograph from you. Thalen, with one eye swollen shut, kind of like looks over. Okay. And kind of like extends his hands out, and the coordinator throws a piece of parchment and a quill into it, and he sloppily writes Thalen onto a small piece of parchment. Coordinator slaps him on the back, and Thalen's like, fucking hell. Comes over to you and hands you the piece of parchment.
He just looks at it and he's like, smiles and is like, thank you. And then he looks over towards the tent or the triage area basically and is like, healing? How?
Coordinator's like, by healing magic? I'm not sure. Move along, little bird. Thalen needs his concentration for the next bout.
Can he try and go into the triage room then?
This guy is standing in your way. It's only about a doorway wide into this area.
So somebody's working on the triage guy?
There's 3 clerics inside currently, and one of them is working on Thalen. And the coordinator is standing at the doorway looking inside.
He'll sort of like look at it and be very curious about it still, but he'll let it go and walk back to the other 2 at their seats.
So, Bryn, you are summoned by the same orange-robed individual, and he escorts you down the stairs. You are then taken behind the stairs, where one of the guards escorts you around this back room, this back hallway. And as he does so, you end up coming out over near the bar, and you can see Racha is currently walking back into the stadium stands. And you are then escorted to the side of the arena, and the orange-robed announcer continues on. Next bout, we have... He got your name earlier. Bryn, the Valkyrie. And you hear a couple whispers and oohs and ahs as you're like, oh shit.
Well, that's fun.
You weren't expecting that. and then you kind of step onto the arena and crack and sort of flex a little bit. And against her, we have a tried contestant here, Nomdid Metal Axe. And hopping up from the other side of the sand pit here, you see a gray dwarf, just stocky and barreled out, just a shock white of beard and hair. As he kind of cracks his neck as he's walking forward to you, and again, he only reaches about a little over 4 foot, so there's definitely a height gap. But you can see from the broken nose and the cuts and scars that he's got that he's definitely a fighter. The announcer kind of gets between you two and says, "All right, the fight is to incapacitation or death. Let the fight begin." That's where we'll end tonight's session.
Great. I'm not gonna have a knot in my stomach for the next 3 freaking days.
I have so much to do the next couple days, and you're leaving me on this?
Sorry, it's already. It's already.
I wanted to place a bet.
If you want to place a bet, go ahead and let me know now.
10 gold on Bryn.
You're gonna need to up that a little bit to add another 0 to that.
Damn. Did Bryn leave the... Oh, she put the coins in the frickin' box. Never mind.
You realize the money that has passed between hands, right?
It's already so much money.
It's only 1,000 gold.
Yeah, only 1,000 gold.
But just the fact that he was like, oh, 10 gold. As soon as you said 10, I just was like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
It's like going to a big fancy thing and then just like, I bet $5.
They allow that sometimes.
All right. Any questions?
Will Bryn survive? That find out next time.
Yes, indeed. That'll be much more of a find out next time.
I'd really rather find out now and that the answer is yes, she will.
Find out next time. All right, guys. So if you do have any questions, feel free to message me, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. Hope you all have a wonderful next few days. And if I don't talk to you before then, see you all Thursday.
Night.
Night,
Good
everybody.
night.
All right, everybody.